Okay, dear boys, in the last class, we were doing right form of verbs and we did up to rule 15. One of you have said that you are having problem with the rules 7. Okay, we will discuss it after the end of these rules. Now let us start today's class rule number 16. If there is a certainly, surely, I am sure, I suppose, perhaps, I think, I doubt, I hope, I wonder, probably. If you find these words in a sentence, then you will have to use the verb in future indefinite tense. That is subject plus shall or will plus the base form of verb. I'm repeating, if there is certainly, surely, these are all adverbs. I'm sure, I suppose, perhaps, I think, I doubt, I hope, I wonder, probably. Then the verb will be in future indefinite tense. That is, you will have to follow future indefinite tense. Example, I'm sure you will stand first. Here you see, I am sure. I'm sure is there in this sentence, and so the later part is in future indefinite tense. That is subject you, will, and the base form of verb that is stand. I'm sure you will stand first. We hope she will shine in life. So this is our rule 16. Then rule number 17. If it is near future, then we will use present indefinite tense. Remember one thing, my dear boys, it can be done using future indefinite tense also. Like the school reopens tomorrow. It is near future. Today and the next day is tomorrow. So we can use present indefinite tense, that is the school reopens tomorrow, or the school will reopen tomorrow. Actually, it depends on the later part of this passage, because it may be that in the later part, you will need to use present indefinite tense. In that case, this sentence will be in present indefinite tense. The school reopens tomorrow. Another example, he flies to England next week. This week and after this week comes next week. So it is near future. That is why we have used present indefinite tense. He flies to England next week. Another example has been given. The officer leaves for his new place of posting tomorrow. The officer leaves. Here you can use also the officer will leave for his new place of posting tomorrow, or you can use the officer leaves for his new place of posting tomorrow. Then rule number 18. It is a very important rule, while. Well, if there is while and just after while there is verb, then we will always use verb plus ing form. But if there is while and after while there is a subject, then we will follow past continuous tense. I'm giving example. While going to college, I saw the accident. Here you see, after while there is a verb. That is why we have used ing format. While going to college. While going to college, I saw the accident. But in the second sentence, there is while, and after while, there is a subject, that is I. So we have used past continuous tense, that is subject plus was or were plus verb plus ing format. While I was going to college, I saw the accident. It is a very important rule, and you will need this rule in completion of sentence also. So while going to college, I saw the accident, but while I was going to college, I saw the accident. This is the difference. So rule number 18 was that. Now, rule number 19, conditional sentences. Well, there are, conditional sentences has different forms. First, conditional sentence. We know if plus present indefinite tense, then we will use future indefinite tense. Without conditional sentences, actually, no completion of word the question of completing sentence or right form of verb cannot go, because we always find this type of sentences. First conditional sentence, that is the sentence which is conditional. It depends on the condition. If there is, if you go out, you will be in risk during this corona pandemic, during this corona time. If you go out, you will be in risk. Here, if plus present indefinite tense, if you go out, so we have used future indefinite tense, you will be in risk. Again, there is second conditional sentence, and the structure is like that: if plus past indefinite tense. If there is past indefinite tense after if, then the structure will be like this: first subject plus would, could or might, plus verb 1, that means the base form of verb and the extension. My dear boys, try to remember that when it means surety, then we will definitely use would, but there is probability, then we can use could or might. If you went out, you would be in risk. If you went out, if plus past indefinite tense, went out, you would be in risk. Here we have used subject plus would plus the base form of verb, that is be, and in risk is extra. Extension, okay. Then the third and the last conditional sentence, third conditional sentence: if plus past perfect tense is equal to subject plus would oblique could oblique might plus have plus past participle form of verb, that is verb 3 plus extension. If you had gone out, you would have been in risk. I have chosen the same sentence, but I have used it in different conditional way. Okay, if you had gone out, if plus past perfect tense, you know the structure of past perfect tense is subject plus had plus past participle form of verb. So if you had gone out, this is past perfect tense, then we have used subject you and would and have past participle form of verb, that is been in risk. So conditional sentence is very important, and we have done it just now. Then rule number 20, as if, as though since, another important rule, and it is also necessary for completing sentences. There are two formats. Number one, if there is as if, as though and since in the middle of any sentence. Okay, if there is as if, as though or since. If there is since in the beginning of any sentence, then this rule will not be applicable. If only these things are in the middle of any sentence and the first part is in present tense, I repeat present tense, then the later part will be in past indefinite tense. Example, he behaves. This is pure present indefinite tense. Then we have used as if, and then the later part, past indefinite tense, that is subject plus past form of verb and the extra word. So if he behaves as if he knew nothing, we can use he behaves as though he knew nothing, all the same. Then the second rule, past indefinite tense plus as if, as though oblique since, then it becomes past perfect tense. The difference is here it was present tense, but in number 2 there is past indefinite tense. As though since or as if, their position is the same, and the later part has also become changed. In the previous rule there was past indefinite tense, but in rule number 2 it has become past perfect tense. Example, he behaved as if he had known nothing. Here you see the first part, the first clause, he behaved, subject plus past form of verb, that is past indefinite tense. Then we have used as if, and then the later part, past perfect tense, subject he, then had, structurally had, then the past participle of verb, that is known, he had known nothing. Okay, let me give you another example using since. It is many years since, not actually years, it is many months since we met last. You see, it is many months since we met last. Well, probably we met March 17, then lockdown started. So it is many months since we met last. Here you see, since in the middle of the sentence, and the first part is in present tense, that is, it is many months. So we have used past indefinite tense. It is following rule number 1. Then for second rule, it was many months since we had met last. This is rule number 2. It was many months, so we have used past indefinite tense. Then there is since, and then the later part is in past perfect tense. It was many months since we had met last. Well, I think you have understood the rule. Let us proceed to the next one. Rule number 21. It is very common. If there is no sooner, scarcely, or hardly in the sentence, if you find these words in any sentence, there is no sooner, scarcely, or hardly. So if you find no sooner, then you will have to use than. Actually, by no sooner, soon, sooner, soonest, we are using comparative form. And you know, for comparison, than has to be used. So we have used no sooner had he heard the noise, then he went out. No sooner had he heard the noise, we have used then. If you do not use then, the sentence will be incorrect. No sooner had he heard the noise, then he went out. Then scarcely, if you find scarcely, then when will have to be used? We will use when. Example, scarcely had he heard the noise when he went out. Scarcely had it, just the same sentence, but I have changed the words actually. Scarcely had he heard the noise when he went out. As we have used scarcely, so we have used when instead of then. Then the third one, hardly. If there is hardly, we can choose anyone, when or before. Hardly had he heard the noise when or before he went out. It is your wish or your choice that you can use when or before. Both are correct. So this is our rule number 21. If there is no sooner, then we will use then. If there is scarcely, then we will use when. And if there is hardly, we will use when or before. Then rule number 22. So ... that. If you find so ... that in a sentence, then remember that it will mean negative. He is so dishonest that. He is so dishonest that nobody can trust him. Here the structure is so ... that, then the first subject plus can / could not. Here actually we can add plus can / could not. Boys, another thing, if you write cannot, then remember that it is one word. I'm writing cannot is one word, singular word, and could not, different, two words are there. Cannot is one word. Don't make mistake. Okay, he is so dishonest that, here we have used subject nobody. Since the first part is in present tense, so we have used can. Nobody can trust him, and we have used the present form of verb, that is verb 1. He is so dishonest that nobody can trust him. Let us give more example. They are so honest that they cannot do they cannot do such type of work. They are so honest that they cannot do such type of work. So we have used present tense. They are so honest that it is in present indefinite tense. So we have used can, cannot. They cannot do such type of work. It is rule number 22. And the last one, 23. There is so that.
This 22 means.
Okay, 22. There is so dot dot that. If you find so dot dot that, then and it will mean negative sentence, then the later part will follow this structure. He is so dishonest that. Here the meaning is negative. Okay, give me another example having affirmative meaning, then it will be clear to you. He is so powerful that he can defeat anybody. He is so powerful that he can defeat anybody. If you write for this structure, if you write, he is so powerful that he cannot defeat anybody, then the sense is totally wrong. That he is very powerful and that is why he cannot defeat anybody. So the meaning has totally changed. So this rule is applicable only when so dot dot that, it will have a negative meaning. So it is not applicable for affirmative. The meaning, if the meaning is in affirmative sense, then this rule will not be applicable. You know, for transformation, when we will do it in transformation, how you will make it to simple sentence? Who can answer? He's so powerful that he can defeat anybody. This is a complex sentence, right? Who can make it simple?
He is too powerful to defeat anybody.
No. If you write he's too powerful to defeat anybody, then the meaning becomes he's so powerful that he cannot defeat anybody. Like he is too weak to walk. Okay, you have given this type of example. He is too weak to walk. So if we make it complex, then it becomes he is so weak that he can't walk, right? This is simple, a complex form of this simple sentence. He is too weak to walk. That means he is so weak that he cannot walk. So if you write he is too powerful to defeat anybody, then it becomes he is so powerful that he cannot defeat anybody. Actually, if 2 dot dot 2, this type of in 2 dot dot 2 in this type of sentence, it means affirmative, then enough has to be used. Like he is powerful enough to defeat anybody. Okay, he is powerful enough to defeat anybody. If the meaning is in affirmative, but if it means negative, then we use 2 dot dot 2. Okay, we will do it in transformation. Let us think about right form of verb. So what I actually wanted to mean is that if there is so dot dot that and it means negative, then this rule will be applicable. That is subject plus can oblique could plus not plus verb 1. Understood? Okay, let us proceed. No, before going to practice, some of you wanted to know about rule number 7. You want clarification or you wanted to know about it. Rule number 7. 6, 7. He likes to go there. Okay, in rule number 7, it was if there is to plus verb, we know that it is called actually infinitive form. In infinitive, there is always to plus base form of verb. Like he likes to go there. He wants me to do it. He wants me to do it. Here you see there is to, and we have used the base form, that is the first verb 1, present form of verb. This is the rule. But if there is with a view to, be or get plus used to, look forward to, addicted to, devoted to, inclined to, be or get plus accustomed to, refer to with an eye to. With an eye to means intention. I told you, and you wanted an example, but our time was finished. So I'm giving you an example. With an eye to raising fund, he organized the program. With an eye to raising fund. Here you see, okay, let me write it. With an eye to raising fund, he organized the program. Here you see, with an eye to, there is to. If we follow the first rule, then to plus verb. It was supposed to be to plus to raise, with an eye to raise fund, but that will be incorrect. Since there is with an eye to, this phrase is there, so we have used verb plus ing. This is the rule. Though there is to, but we will use ing form of verb as if there is with a view to, be obligate plus used to, look forward to, addicted to, devoted to, inclined to, be or get plus accustomed to, refer to with an eye to. I was accustomed to doing risky jobs. Here you see, I have given another example. I was accustomed to. Here you see be plus accustomed to. So instead of be, I have used was. I was accustomed to. Instead of do, I was accustomed to do risky jobs. We are using verb plus ing. Since there is be plus accustomed to this thing. Now have you understood?
Miss, আমার রুল 8 এ একটা প্রশ্ন ছিল।
Okay, carry on.
It's a pleasure দিয়ে একটা एग्जांपल দিবেন?
With what?
It's a pleasure. এটার পরে verb plus ing বলছিলেন আপনি। এটা দিয়ে একটা एग्जांपल দিবেন?
It's the pleasure visiting you. It's the pleasure visiting you. It's the pleasure meeting you. Okay?
আচ্ছা, miss, thank you. Okay, miss.
Okay, let us, if you don't have any more problem, we will proceed to the practice session. I have prepared some exercises for you. Let us try to solve it. Number 1. Here you see in the given box there are some verbs: give, repeat, try, score, put, write, speak, guarantee, that is giving surety, become, need. All these words, that is verbs, are familiar. So we are going to the passage. Here you see having knowledge of English, and please try to answer. Having knowledge of English -1 to be a good user of English 2. Having knowledge of English -1 to be a good user of English 2. What can be the answer?
Guarantees.
You have just picked up the word, but it will be in the negative sense. Having knowledge of English, if you just read the whole passage, then you will understand. Having knowledge of English -1 to be a good user of English 2. He cannot.
Doesn't guarantee.
Right. Doesn't guarantee. It will be doesn't guarantee. Having knowledge of English doesn't guarantee one to be a good user of English. Here, one cannot get the benefit of knowing English in this globalized world unless one dash a good user of English. What will be the answer? Yes? Yes. Unless one becomes. Unless one becomes. Good. Express one's opinion or reaction. Instantly, one dash to speak fluently.
Needs.
Needs. Good. One needs. Okay. One needs to speak fluently. The ability of dash an excellent essay. Writing. Right. Here we have used writing because there is preposition of. And after preposition we know except to verb plus ing format will have to be used. The ability of writing. Sometimes you make mistake while spelling writing spelling in writing spelling. W-R-I-T-I-N-G. In written there is double T. Good. The ability of writing an excellent essay dash opportunity.
And gives.
Give or gives. Both can be taken. The ability of writing an excellent essay gives opportunity to win a scholarship or can give opportunity. We can say can give or gives. Okay. Instead of dash high, most of our students fail to. Instead of scoring, because there is marks related thing. So it will be scoring. There is instead of another preposition instead of, so it will be scoring. S-C-O-R-I-N-G. Instead of scoring high, most of our students fail to communicate properly either through dash or writing. Speaking. Here, another preposition through. So we have used verb plus ing format. Speaking. They dash to memorize essay from guidebooks or rather writing on their own.
They try to memorize.
They try. Okay, they try.
Tries.
They try. They plural form, so it will be try. They try to memorize essay from guidebooks, rather writing on their own. To be a good user of English, one dash his or her knowledge of English. It is a bit difficult. One should put. One should put or must put. What they should do actually. A suggestion is being given. One should put his or her knowledge of English into dash practice.
Repeated.
Good. Very good. You have done well. So this is the answer of number 1. Any confusion? No. Number 2. We are going to number 2. Here the given verbs are prepare, satisfy, land, carry, achieve, have, want, inspire, know, result. It is a common exercise, but it is important because if you go through your test paper, you will find in many schools this question. So man dash an unquenchable thirst.
Has.
Good. Man has an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. He dash with what he dash and seen.
Madam, unquenchable ortho ki?
Unquenchable, which actually it is what we cannot quench. What we cannot quench. What Trishna, like that. Actually, we are curious and we want to know many more things. We are not satisfied with our knowledge. So he is not satisfied. He is not satisfied.
He is not satisfied.
Yes, B number will be is not satisfied. He is not satisfied with what he dash and seen. What he
Has
has,
known.
very good, what he has known and seen. He is not satisfied with what he has known and seen. He dashed to know and see more. Good.
One.
Very good. He wants to know and see more and more. The curiosity to know more dash him to undertake.
Carries him.
What does it mean? It inspires him. It makes him inspired. Encourages him. Inspires him. This curiosity to know more inspires him to undertake and dash out.
Carry out.
Good. Carry out hard and dangerous tasks which eventually dash in epoch-making discoveries. Result.
Miss, what is the meaning of coach?
Epoch making, that is very extraordinary. Extraordinary, epoch making, jugantokari, eventful. Okay. Result in epoch making discoveries and inventions. In the fields of science and technology, man in the meantime, dash what was once. Man in the meantime
achieved.
Has achieved. Okay. Good. Number 8 will be has achieved. Man already dash on the moon.
Has landed. Has already landed.
Has already landed. You know, there was a rule that if there is already, just, recently, lately, then present perfect tense has to be used. But while writing it in your answer script, you will have to follow this way, that has already landed. You will write already also, but has and landed, just underline has and landed. Don't underline already. Okay, follow this way. Has already landed. Man has already landed on the moon and dash for a journey to the Mars.
Is preparing.
Is preparing. Good. Okay. So this is the answer of number 2. You will have, we don't have time, just the last minute. So it will be your homework. Number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. These 4. Okay, I have given you the link. I'm giving it again.